in this section, we've already looked at the chords in the key of C major, and we've looked at the scale to apply to it. And we've learned all our chords in the key of C. Now we're going to look at the chords in the key of G major. And again, we'll learn a new scale to accompany that. We can add different colours from that scale to our chords, applying all the same techniques. And we'll apply the Roman numeral system, the 1 chord, 2 chord, etc. All the information we've already gathered on our first C major scale and C major chord scale. So, the chords in the key of G, if you just follow me through them now, just G major, you can play it either the first way we learned it, or the new thicker one, G major. The second chord is A minor. We've already learned that one. The next chord is a B minor. Now remember, in the bar chord section, we're looking for a nice B minor chord somewhere in this area. We can already play A minor, refingered. So if we move it a whole step, we've got our B minor. Let me just play those first 3 chords for you. G major, the 1 chord, the 2 chord A minor, the 3 chord B minor, using our A form as a bar, C major or 4 chord, D major or 5 chord, E minor or 6 chord. Now we have a new chord to learn. This is F sharp diminished. Again, treat the 7th chord as the odd one. You're not going to use it too much at the moment, but learn it anyway. Here's the fingering for it. 3rd finger, 4th fret on the 4th string. 2nd finger, it's a bit of a stretch, this one. You may prefer to use your wee finger, your 4th one. I use my 3rd, so either or. So 3rd finger, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string, and the 1st finger, 1st fret on the 2nd string. And just those 3 notes. That's a better one now. Or use your 4th finger, 4, 2, and 1. If you find that more comfortable. That's called F sharp diminished. You notice in the key of G, now unlike C major, which was all pure alphabet letters, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C, now we have one odd note coming in the key of G. And the key signature, every one of us has a signature, they're all different. In the key of G, the key signature would have one sharp note, and that's the F sharp. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm just going to go through the chords again, just to let you hear. Remember, 2, 3s, or 6, that'll help you memorize the minor chords. So the A, B, and E, 2, 3, and 6 will be minors. The 1, 4, and 5, G, C, and D, and our odd chord, F sharp diminished. So let's have a listen. The 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, the 4 chord, our 5 chord, our 6 chord, and our new chord, and back home to G. Again, before we move on to the scale, play games with these chords, make up your own chord progressions by number. An example, 1, 4, 5 in the key of G, G, C being the 4 chord, 5, and back. 1, 6, 2, 5. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. And to each of these chords, remember in previous sections, you can embellish them with the hammers and pulls. Lots of potential for you making up your own songs, chord progressions. Now you've got a pool of chords that are only in that key. Now, if you haven't already guessed it, the importance of the Roman numeral system would be this. let's say I had a song in the key of C major and the chords were C, F, D minor and G. That would be a 1, 4, 2 and 5. And let's say that was our song. We want to now put it into the key of G major. Now, I hope you can see the potential now of the numbers. It was a 1, 4, 2, 5. In the key of G, that would now be G being the 1, A, B, C major being the 4. The 2 chord would now be A minor, and the 5 chord would be G, A, B, C, D major. So we could take the song and what we call in music, transpose it into a new key. Let's listen to it in the new key. 1, the 4 chord, the 2 chord, and the 5 chord. We'll listen to it in its original key. 1, 4, 2, and 5. So learning our chords in the keys and learning them by number and remembering the minor chords and major chords position will enable us to take songs when we learn them and transpose them into any key that will possibly suit your voice or someone else if you're accompanying. They may not want to play it in the key that you've learnt it, so you'll be able to transpose it into the new key. Now what we should do at this point now is learn our G major scale to sit underneath the G window here. I'm just going to call the notes out as I go, just the fingering. 2nd finger, 3rd fret. Open, that's a downstroke. Open A string, upstroke. Downstroke, 1st finger again, 2nd fret, 5th string. Upstroke, 3rd fret. Downstroke on the open D. Upstroke, 2nd fret, 4th string. 3rd finger now. And the 4th fret, that's our F sharp note. Remember our chord? The F sharp. Let's have another listen just there. Open G, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. That's our A note. Open B, 1st finger, 1st fret, 2nd string. 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 2nd string. Open E, 2nd fret, 2nd finger. And that's our F sharp note again. And finally home to G. Let me play that slowly for you a couple of times. And backwards. Again, watch the left and right hand techniques now. Start with the downstroke and then alternate picking the whole way up. And again, like the C scale that we've already learned, all these notes are possible to add to our chords once seen. Or in fact, any of the chords within that key, we can still use the same notes that are in the scale available to us. Notice there in that movement I just lifted the 4th finger and the 1st finger and I added the F sharp. That's a beautiful sound. I added this second fret on the fourth string, off, maybe a hammer on the B note. Again, experiment with the notes available. I'll just give you an example on a D chord coming from G. A lot of these are very cliched movements for guitar players, and you'll soon learn them. So let's take a quick recap. We've got the notes of the scale. We have the chords, the 1, 2. We have 3, that's A minor, B minor. This one might cause you a bit of problems at the start until you get your bar chords down. C major, D major, E minor, or odd F sharp diminished, which you can remember, finger this way if you wish, and back to G. Now, as we did in the key of C major, let's make them 4-note chords this time. Let's add on the 7th. So we're going to make them major 7ths, minor 7ths, and we'll again have that odd minor 7, flat 5, or half diminished. So we're going to turn our basic G chords now into a few new shapes for you. G major 7th. Put your third finger on the G note, 6th string, 3rd fret. Second finger on the B note, 2nd fret on the 5th string, and pull your first finger round to the 2nd fret on the 1st string. Let's listen to that. It's G major 7th. That's a very pretty sound too. Our 2 chord, not much problem here. We just simply take off our 3rd finger, A minor 7th. We already played that one. And a new one for you that you'll be glad you don't have to bar. This is B minor 7th. Simply put your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your 4th finger, 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And just play down as far as the 2nd string from the 5th string. That's a nice B minor 7th chord. In fact, if we mistakenly add the 1st string, it's a beautiful sound too. That's a B minor 11 chord. We'll not worry about that one yet, but that's a nice sound. Again, let me take you through the first 3. G major 7th, A minor 7th, B minor 7th. The next one is C major 7th, simply a C chord with our first finger removed. It's a beautiful chord too. Now we're on the 5 chord, and that's our dominant chord, D 7th. Again, we've already covered this one in previous sections. And the next one we've also covered, E minor 7th, simply an E minor chord with our 4th finger added on the 3rd fret. And finally, the odd chord with a big name, F sharp minor 7, flat 5. Let's have a look. 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 6th string. 3rd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. 4th finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. And finally, put down your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret. And just play, the 5th string will be choked out. Don't worry about it too much because your 2nd finger will take care of that anyway by leaning back. So we don't want to hear that note. So we just hear. It's a very dark chord. Again, you can strum it. Don't play the 1st string. It should be choked, and this finger will do it for you anyway by just pulling it back slightly. We'll choke it. So this one's choking the 5th string. That one's choking the 1st string. So we can strum it. And we're just hearing the 4 notes. And back home to G. Or G major 7th. Again, what I'll do now is I'll play them again smoothly for you without talking, just so you can hear and watch the left and right hand. So. So there we have it. We have 3-note chords in the key of G, and we have 4-note chords in the key of G, and we have our G major scale, which we can experiment by adding notes from it to any of the chords that we've just played. And they will act as colours as they did before previously in C major. Get familiar with them. They're two of the most important keys for anyone playing acoustic guitar or electric. And in fact, we'll look at, in further sections, we'll look at another 3 keys that will tie up. There'll be only 5 to look at. And you'll see with the aid of the bar form, your chord playing will multiply very, very quickly. Don't forget to apply all the stuff that we've already done with the drum rhythm, the thumb and fingers, individual picking, hammers and pulls, all the embellishments that you've and are learning at the minute, that you've looked at and you are learning. You bring them with you each time to any new material, and you develop it on the new material. Remember the importance of the Roman numeral system. That'll help you transpose. That word transpose just means to change the key of a song into another key. Also remember the importance of knowing the notes on the 6th and the 5th string. So I'll just play a little on G major, and I'll use a few of those shapes. And again, make up your own. You know, I'll play a 1, 2, 4, 5. It's endless. Good.